hacker proves it doesn't take much to hack into satellites. As it turns out, it's surprisingly easy to hack a satellite. That is what hacker Karl Koscher and his friends demonstrated on the weekend at an annual DEF CON hacker meetup in Las Vegas, when the group used a software called HackRF to hack Canada's defunct satellite, Anik F1R. The satellite was retired in 2020 after 15 years of service, where its purpose was as a telecommunications satellite in geostationary orbit more than 22,000 miles above Earth. While the satellite was in an end-of-life status, the plan was to move it to graveyard orbit in November 2021. During that time, the group obtained a license to use the satellite's transponder lease and an uplink facility. This was all obtained legally. Discussing the hack, Koscher stated, "What do you do with a satellite? What does a hacker do with a satellite? We had an opportunity to use a satellite that was being decommissioned. We also had the ability to put our own content on there. The content in question happened to be talks from a hacking conference from that year, as well as some fan-favorite films. They were even able to take calls from people wanting to be broadcast widely." According to Koscher, satellites reflect the signals that are pointed in their direction, and he claims that there is not even any authentication needed. He said, if you're loud enough and there is another user on that transponder, you have to shout louder than them. But if there's no one there, the satellite will just repeat it. While one would need a stronger signal than any others to broadcast to a satellite, retired ones are much easier for anyone to hack. While in some ways this is somewhat alarming, it's fascinating what a regular person is capable of. We can only hope people will use this power for good. Indonesian fisher finds drone submarine on possible covert mission. In recent news, an Indonesian fisher came across what appeared to be a Chinese submarine drone that was collecting data along a water route from the South China Sea to Australia. The drone was quickly handed over to the police and then transferred to the Indonesian military for further examination. It was deemed that the submarine drone was developed by the Shenyang Institute of Automation at the Chinese Academy of Science and likely had the job of collecting data for the Chinese government. It would have been collecting information on water currents, movement, oxygen levels, turbidity, and more. The unmanned underwater vehicle is a valuable tool used by naval planners looking to gain a better understanding of the water. The advantage to this data is that submarines and vessels would have an easier time navigating and hiding in waters where they have collected information. It leaves questions about why the Chinese government would have sent a drone out to survey these marine areas illegally. The likely answer is to prepare and plan regions and routes that might hold military significance in the case of any conflict. However, the government has yet to comment on the drone's discovery. But it's not the first time a situation like this has happened. When discovered, the drone was said to still be functioning and has since been seized by the Indonesian Navy for a thorough investigation of the UUV. Drones of this size and technology can be out at sea for months to years and would have plenty of time to collect information from above and below the water. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the Chinese government sent this drone to collect data illegally? Dinosaur asteroid created 2 miles high tsunami. 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs perished due to a colossal asteroid that crashed into our planet's surface. Research shows that the asteroid which caused mass extinction created a powerful and strong tsunami that reached 2 miles in height. It's believed that the tsunami could have swallowed up half the Earth, wreaking mass devastation on the land. Evidence has been found to suggest the asteroid impacted the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where the tsunami was triggered. 100 sites across the globe were searched, all of which held proof of this great tsunami from millions of years ago. According to the University of Michigan's Molly Range, the leading researcher of this study, this tsunami was strong enough to disturb and erode sediments in ocean basins halfway around the globe. The existence of the tsunami was first implied at the American Geophysical Union in 2019, and ever since, investigations and research have been conducted. Molly Range and her team traversed the path of the asteroid. They measured the estimated asteroid's size and made a model after it. The model of the asteroid was 14 kilometers across and sped down towards the Earth at a pace of 27,000 miles per hour, which surpasses the speed of sound. Birds are direct ancestors of dinosaurs and were the only species lucky enough to survive the colossal extinction event. Roughly 3/4 of all life forms on the planet perished as a result. It's truly a miracle anything survived at all. An asteroid can cause much strife. They can cause infernos across the Earth, so boiling hot that they're able to cook creatures to a crisp merely by touching them, and create acid rain in the atmosphere. Such events surely happened in the wake of the asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs and the rest of corresponding life with its after effects. In December of 2004, a huge tsunami caused by an earthquake in the ocean impacted India on a major scale, leaving 230,000 people dead. The tsunami that occurred 66 million years ago was thought to have been 30,000 times as intense, according to Molly Range's study. The asteroid that crashed into our planet formed a massive crater 100 kilometers across. The impact thrust soot into the air near immediately. Only 2 minutes after the initial crash, it propelled a huge wall of water from the ocean into the sky, believed to have been precisely 2.8 miles high, and then fell back to the surface. Then, approximately 10 minutes later, the tsunami covered the surrounding land in a wave which consumed all in its path. An hour later, the tsunami engulfed the Mexican Gulf in its entirety and pushed even deeper inland. The tsunami kept going. Within a day, it travelled all the way to the Pacific and Atlantic. It even joined the Indian Ocean. 2 days after the asteroid hit Earth, the tsunami which preceded it affected almost every coast on the planet. Researchers discovered rock deposits linked to this event in the islands of New Zealand, 7,500 miles from where the crater was. To quote Molly Range, "We feel these deposits are recording the effects of the impact tsunami, and this is perhaps the most telling confirmation of the global significance of this event. Depending on the geometries of the coast and the advancing waves, most coastal regions would be inundated and eroded to some extent. Any historically documented tsunamis pale in comparison with such global impact." But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.